Hello and welcome to our Stebbington podcast, Guardians of the Gigabyte. I'm Steph.
And I'm Debs. And together, we are the nerds you need.
Helping businesses become more efficient by utilising systems and software and improving their processes.
And whilst that may sound a little bit boring, we also like to sprinkle in a lot of fun.
So relax,
Get yourself a cuppa.
and join us for half an hour of insight and amusement. Ooh, it's Halloween!
Hello and welcome to a spooky. It's not that spooky. We haven't got any props or anything like that. I might put some stuff on the editing, but it's spooky October. So, welcome to another episode of Guardians of the Galaxy with Stebbington Limited. I'm Debs.
I'm Steph.
And together we are taking over the spooky world of system implementation.
We are the nerds you need, we sometimes say.
Yeah, that's true. We are the ghouls you need. The ghouls, like girls, ghouls. Going with the whole theme here.
Okay.
So, October.
We're going to bring your systems back to life.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Our Halloween marketing, here we come.
Yeah. Well, we've still got the amount of marketing from last year, so I'm looking forward to pumping that back out.
Yeah.
That was a good time. Anyway, welcome back.
Yes.
So, it's October. We are nearly at the end of the month. No. Yeah, well, we are. And also the end of the year.
2025.
Yeah, it's flown by, isn't it?
We say that every month, though, and every year for the last 5 years. It's been a very fast time.
Years.
Time speeds along quite quickly on the whole. But yes, it is Halloween, one of my favourites.
It is one of your favourites. It's weird, isn't it? Because my family were not a Halloween family. And I think a lot of English families, we just didn't do Halloween. And I'm old now. When we were younger, it was an American thing that my mum and dad would always say every year.
But it's not an American thing.
But where I was living, well, hang on a minute.
I'm going to go into this.
We used to do I was never allowed to go trick-or-treating. I was allowed to go to one Halloween party once, and we snuck out and went trick-or-treating. Sorry, Dad, if you're watching us. Anywho.
And also, why, Jim? Why wasn't she allowed to go out before?
Because the trick-or-treaters at our place, they'd ask for money. It wasn't like the happy, innocent kind of thing. It would be teenagers knocking on the door, and they'd be like, trick-or-treat, and they would just want money. So it wasn't really the wholesome activity that you guys used to get in Ireland.
Yeah, so we never did Halloween. I actually remember my stepdad having a trick or treat, and he was threatening to chuck water over anyone who did.
Yeah, then my mum and dad would be like that.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, fine. And then like that, I just thought it was an American thing. Turns out it was an Irish holiday. And so I moved to Ireland and found this all, and it is huge over there, and I love it. And it is wholesome because there's fireworks. Everywhere is trick or treat. Everyone proper dresses up. You get a blooming bank holiday, like a public holiday. It's the last Monday of October, and it normally falls around, obviously, Halloween. But it is because it's Hallows Eve. Yeah, and it's when the veil is so thin. Now we won't. I did actually. I really did go into it. It actually originated as a pagan holiday. And then obviously the Catholics then adopted it to make it one of theirs, so that because people weren't going to stop. But yeah, it's a lot more fun in Ireland because everyone gets into the spirit, and I think that's the thing. Whereas over here, I feel like,
but I
think it's because of where it came from. So they actually have the tradition of Halloween. So it's now it's all about the fireworks and the sweets and the candy. But there is a tradition. It's like Christmas, right? Christmas is so far from what it used to be.
Yeah.
I think. So it does. And England is. I do get a bit disappointed.
It's more of the but it's better than it was. Well, not better. There's more than it was, and I feel like it's just material. It's just, but we don't have the whole tradition behind it. We're just copying what we see on American TV. That is my opinion.
And that's the thing. And
but it's way more than like you see kids around now. Although I don't really join in. And there was one year where they knocked on the door and I just hid behind the sofa and turned the lights off because I felt bad because I didn't have sweets. But I also didn't want to look like I was ignoring them. So I thought, hide behind the sofa. So that's what I did.
It makes sense in my head. It does. I would probably do the same, except for I love giving out the candy. I know I'm like, oh, you guys look amazing. But the only thing I have every year is like, I need to take my kid trick-or-treating, but there's other kids that need to knock on the door to trick-or-treat, and I end up just leaving a bowl out with a load of sweets. Yeah. So all I know is maybe the neighbour just comes and takes the sweets every year.
Yeah, or one kid just comes along and goes, oh, cool.
I wouldn't know. I remember last year, it was after 9, there was the older kids, the lights were turned off at that point. Yeah. But I always turn my porch light off at night when I'm done with visitors. but I don't want anyone else coming around, or just turn the light off. Yeah, I feel like that's my way of saying to the universe, no one else is allowed to darken this door today. No light.
Yeah, because you go to town, didn't you, in the house? I remember when you first came back here, and I was like, mate, this is really cute, but I guarantee you.
Well, you say that, but every year I've been invited to a Halloween party. We got 2 this year. And we had 2 last year.
Really popular.
I know. It's so hard to be me.
I do love a good Halloween party though. I like when I
just love dressing up.
Yeah, I love dressing. Yeah, fancy dress. I love it.
Yeah.
So I do like it if it's a party. So like the adult kind of drinking culture of parties and that. There's always been that here. I just meant the more kids wholesome side.
I love doing the wholesome side though. I like the let's get.
Do you remember we had that one last year? Was it last year when you were dressed as a cheerleader?
No, that was my first.
That was years ago.
That was the
and you
first
did that
Halloween
treasure hunt.
Yeah, did a whole treasure hunt,
they go
and
on
I got fake blood, and I had to help them out.
I picked up Robin dressed as a pirate.
Cool. Whereas then last year I was the pirate because I borrowed your outfit. I was the like zombie, or was I just the girl version? I don't know what I was. I was a pirate with a bit of fake blood on.
You've got to do the fake blood.
I do.
It's mad because you're very squeamish.
Yeah, I know, but it's fake. I can handle it. One year I did it too much in Ireland, and I scared Robin, and she's like, "Mummy, no!" And I had to go and take some off.
That's a nightmare, though. It does stain, didn't it?
I like the wholesome of it with the kids, though. I do. I like carving the pumpkins out, skin the bone on the skeleton, and I just like make games up. That probably is a game that I've made up.
Yes,
it's like peeing the tail on the donkey, but it's
skin the bone.
No, put the bone on the skeleton.
Oh, you said skin the bone.
Oh God, don't skin the bone.
Like, what kind of game
That's
is
the
that
adult Halloween party. That's a different kind.
After when the porch lights gone off. It's like skin the bone.
Lights are off, babe. Anyway, so how's Halloween?
Yeah. So
are you celebrating? Do you celebrate Halloween, or are you in the tradition of, oh no, it's an American holiday?
Something wrong with being like that.
Okay? No, okay, I know. I didn't mean to take the mickey. Sorry.
I like the party, but I'm not fussed about the candy.
I'm all about the candy.
Yeah, it's
don't
for me.
Just like scaring people.
Although, funnily enough, October the 31st was when my legs stopped working. So I actually started walking like a zombie on Halloween. Thank you very much. God. Yeah. So I like to think I really method acting. That was.
I feel like you took it too far. Gave yourself MS, but
I got multiple sclerosis on Halloween, so that's fun. So yeah, it's always a good time. That's
fun, and we're going to move on.
Now. I can move my legs and everything.
Look at her now.
I couldn't do that before.
You can't see the wheelchair. So. No, she's walking. She is walking.
Yeah, I'm walking and running and dancing.
We tried to get her to not run, because sometimes she breaks her legs. But
that was one time.
One time.
And that's because I needed trifle bad. I really wanted to make a trifle. Anyway,
horror stories.
So what we wanted to do was kind of keep alongside the spooky kind of thing. And we just wanted to talk about a couple of horror stories that we've had in the business or with systems or just work in general.
I feel like we're using the word horror stories, but these were just things that happened. Let's go with that, shall we?
Yeah.
So like one would be when a company has been tied into a CRM for 2 years and never cleaned their data and spent about £25,000, so it's about 2k a year on said system, just to keep it running, just a subscription for it. But they couldn't use it because they didn't have anything mapped out. They had no...
random integrations from loads of places that
no one knew
where they came from.
So then you're getting junk data coming in constantly. So even if you were cleaning the current data, you were constantly dealing with that. They didn't have a proper pipeline that actually matched their pipeline, and because the data kept getting all old, no one trusted any of it. The reason why that's a story is a horror story for us is because think the amount of money that was invested in a program that they never used. And I think that's the thing. Sometimes you can get it wrong, but again, it's that owning that and going, do you know what, this isn't the system for us. Or it's understanding your needs before going CRM shopping, which we have talked about before, and we will no doubt talk again about. But the thing that blew my mind was that the salesmen kind of were working with a hand behind their back because they couldn't trust the data or the system. And then you've got the business paying for that system and not being able to use it.
No one was no one owned it. So sometimes you can get these systems with all the bells and whistles, and they're great, but if you haven't got someone that's keeping an eye on it, they just kept having things tacked onto it. So they were like, oh, we got a new website page. Let's put a little link from that into the CRM. But the first name and the last name fields just had name. So it was going into the last name field in the system because the system required a first name, last name. So all of this data was just absolute. It was junk,
Garbage.
most of it. Yeah, I mean, and nobody knew where it was coming from. So they were just assuming the system was running. Obviously, left it a year or so, and then was like, oh, no one trusts this. So you're not only wasting time, you're wasting money. You wasted,
and you're missing out.
That was 100% a horror story.
Yeah,
we had to fix that,
and it was missing it. And it was when you haven't. The reason why we talk CRMs over spreadsheets is because you need something to manage your leads. Otherwise, they're going to slip through the nets. And I just think, this is the first impression. When a lead first comes to a company, that's their first impression of that company. It's kind of important. And if they're having to chase because your pipeline isn't up to date, so your salesmen aren't checking in, or when you do a massive marketing campaign. Now, we've had a few of these horror stories where they will turn. And I do feel bad for the people in the marketing because they're the ones doing a job, they're getting all these leads, but then because they haven't set up their system, or they might have a spreadsheet, but they haven't got anything to say who's doing what, when was the last time someone checked in, what's the actual status of that lead, are they warmed up yet, qualified even, there was nothing like that they end up losing. So they invest a load of money into marketing, but if you haven't got the systems in the back end to actually handle those leads, then it's kind of a bit of a waste of money.
Absolutely. Yeah, that is a good horror story. That was a horror story.
Are you still here?
I think I'm still gone back into that time when we had to fix that.
Are you still remembering all the data?
Like 60,000 lines of data. Oh, it's awful. So I've got another horror story. When people are signed in to a CRM, doesn't actually work for what they need. We worked with somebody who signed up to something because they were sold something. And then they're still signed up to it. They can't get out of it. Even though when they tried to use the system, they were told it would work how they wanted it to, and it didn't. But they were like, no, sorry, you signed up now. That's a horror story.
And we get that a lot.
Yeah.
And that's the thing with, we love software and tech, and we're grateful for all these companies that build such amazing pieces of kit, because they're brilliant. But sometimes I do wonder with the sales where they just say yes to everything and you go, but you can't. Yes, I suppose sometimes technically they can do something, but actually it doesn't work for a business. It's fine if you wanted a crayon, but a 5-year-old's drawing, but if you want an actual professional document, then actually we can't do that. Or
that's a good analogy.
Thanks.
Parker pen. So it's good if you wanted a crayon, but you need a Parker pen to sign those documents.
Boom.
Do you remember Parker pens?
I did. I loved Parker.
I always wanted, but I was never good with fountain pens.
Because you're lefty.
Because I'm a lefty, yeah. I just it would be messy. What's the point?
And do you know what?
And it was so rude because at school they made you that was the pinnacle of writing. If you could write with the fountain pen, you'd made it.
Well, I made it.
I was writing, and it was just all looking like a mess.
Spider.
Well, yeah, and I'd always have ink here. It was just a nightmare. I hated them.
I like the handwriting pens. Anyway, horror story.
That was a horror story. When you're a left-handed person and you're made to write with a fountain pen, that's a total horror story.
It's for me, for someone. So I've been damaged my arm, and I've been having to use my left for my mouse. And
it's not a left-handed Pearson's world.
It's not. Pearson's what? Pearson's.
I was about to say Pearson, but it said Pearson. I thought I'd go with it because that used to be your name.
Used to be. Because I have to use my middle finger. Yeah. I said to you, do you have a left-hand mouse? And you're like, no, I have a ball thing.
I had to learn to be right-handed.
It's just
this is how I lived.
It's a right hand's world.
We do see a lot of stuff, and everything can be fixed. But the key,
and no judgment. I want to say, I feel like saying, I feel like we. Oh no, I haven't. Also, you're gonna. Just so you know, if you know us, and if you ever do want to work with us, we don't judge, because none of us are perfect. None of us have everything together. And I think it's what you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah.
So we had one client recently who is brilliant, but she knew what she wanted it to be organised, but she just couldn't visualise that. And sometimes they just need us to come in and kind of go, right, and get them going and get them started, create these kind of containers and the organisation and teach them the ways.
And do you know what? That's because we have a business that does such things. So in your business, you might be a dog trainer. You might be, you know, I don't know.
And then you meet our dogs and realise how unruly they are.
And then we realise we need you. But my point is, it's like you start your business doing something that you love doing. That doesn't mean that you know all this technical stuff, which is what we know. That's why we started a business doing what we love doing.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just one of those things really. Like we say they're horror stories because we look at it and we're like, oh, I don't even know how this got into this, but we do understand how it gets into that kind of muddle.
Time. And you have to keep working.
And as you grow, things, you know, you start off at the moment, if you started and you're like, oh, like this will be fine. Trust me, once it starts growing and once that momentum builds, it won't be fine. So it's always good to check these things out beforehand, especially with Steph's example with the data integration from different systems. Like, just make sure it's right in the first place, that you've planned what you want to do with that marketing information once you have it. You know, what happens next, where's it going? And if you're not sure, then, you know, speak to us.
Yeah. I was going to say, and if you are thinking or you're starting to grow, that would be the time and go, actually, just check in. You might have the systems and you might already have your process down. There might be one little tweak you can do and go, well, that's it. Happy days if that's how it is. Realistically, I would say most businesses aren't like that. And when you're from starting out, like I remember when we first got to pay for Zapier, you know, that was a moment for us. Like, we can afford that monthly subscription. Boom. Yes. When you kind of grow, yeah, you can't always afford everything straight away. But then as you grow, you can start. And that's when you start looking at your processes. And even if it is just you in your business, just note them down. That's all I ask. Just note them down and you are already above 92% of small businesses.
Yeah.
Just by having your processes written down. But it does help in the future. And then if you are looking to grow, you're going to have to look at those and goes, well, you know, if you're doing everything manually, you're going to grow, but at what cost? Is your health really worth that? Or take that moment and let's all look at automation.
Absolutely. There's automation across the nation.
I just want to go and dress up as a ghost now. I saw a really funny ghost outfit where it was like being ghosted and then you've got all the one-sided text. I'm like, oh, I could make that.
That's such a good idea.
Yeah. What are you going as this year?
I'm not going as anything. I'm not doing anything for Halloween.
Oh, you're not coming round? Fine.
What, you said you could been invited to 2 parties?
Well, I'm still going to do one as well.
Oh, well, obviously I'll be at that one. I don't know if
that will be
I might
the
come
fun
as a mime.
I love your mime outfit.
The reason I have that is because we used to go to the darts at the Christmas, and our whole family we dressed up. So we dressed up as mimes, which was really cool. Although there was another mime there because we thought we were really out of the box thinking. It wasn't.
They probably had that.
They literally, the darts. Everyone, there's a costume for. There's always millions of Marios. Mario. Although Josh went at uni, went to a Halloween party last year and he dressed up as Wario. No, Waluigi. And then he managed to find a Wario and then they just kept pointing at each other. I was like, okay. And I was like, what do you mean? He was like, well, we just kept pointing at each other.
Do you remember being young? That stuff was funny. Now as adults, we look back and go, what are you?
I ain't got time for that.
No. I remember one year, you did the darts at yours as well a couple of years ago.
Yeah,
that was a really good one.
Go out, just as a pirate. And then I got Eli, a little pirate costume.
Oh, he was so cute. Whereas the bunnies came as the minions. Oh, yeah. Do you remember we all had
If I can find the picture, I'll put them up here.
I hope she doesn't. Anyway, they are. So if you want to share your horror story.
Yeah.
Or some candy.
Or just some ghost stories, because I just love a ghost story.
We do love a ghost story.
You don't love a ghost story.
I like a ghost story, but I don't like the thriller and those ghosts. I like real ghosts.
Okay.
I don't like the Hollywood versions.
So if you've got a real ghost story and not a Hollywood ghost story, which I'd imagine most people watching this probably have real ones, unless we have any Hollywood stars. If we do, hi.
I'm just waving it like in my head going, please be Taylor Swift.
She's not Hollywood. Well, she is Hollywood, I suppose.
Oh, I suppose she's not. Oh, who would you? Okay, we're going to digress some more. So, thank you for watching and listening to this spooky episode.
Spooky Stebbington.
Spooky.
It's a ghost.
Thanks for watching.
Yeah, if you need any help with any of your systems, or you're looking at implementing some new software, not sure how to use it, or if you've already have some that you think you could probably make a little better, as I could have made that sentence a little bit better. But anyway,
we can improve on that.
We can.
Yeah, contact us at www.stebbington.com.
Or you can drop us an email at admin@stebbington.com. You'll find us on all of the fun places.
LinkedIn, TikTok, Facebook,
Instagram,
YouTube.
Yeah.
Instagram. Are we on Instagram?
We're on Instagram.
Heard that here
Learn
first.
something new every day. We've always been on Instagram.
Thanks for watching.
Okay. See you later. Bye.